Who do you think is going to win the fight between Tank and Ryan?
You do 8 to 10 week training camp just to be perfect on that one night. And what if you're not? I was scared of my dad until I was like 18. Like,
if you're not scared of your dad, there's something wrong. You know,
I seen you on a show and you were talking about God, and it really touched me. I seen it popped up on my TikTok.
I appreciate it.
I had a lot of fun on this interview. I don't really honestly, truthfully, I don't really have fun on like interviews or anything like that. You know, I do a lot of boxing interviews, so it's the same repetitive questions over and over. So it was good to, sit down with you guys and switch it up.
Welcome back to the George Janko Show. Guys, I have literally Thanos in front of me. We have all the belts. I got that from Wayne, dude. I can't even steal that.
That was a good one.
29 fights, 24 years old, 15 knockouts. Bro, you're coming for Mayweather's head. You are coming for everybody, but I've just learned everybody has to now come to you.
Yeah.
You literally could just sit up at the top of the castle. You don't have to do shit.
Yeah, I mean, I could just sit back and just let everybody come to me, but I'm the hunter still. I'm still hunting, and I'm coming for everybody.
Who is on your radar where you're like, I gotta rip this dude's head off so I could prove it not only to myself but to the whole world?
Well, as of now, still Lomachenko. That's my next opponent.
Mm-hmm.
That's my main focus.
Okay, perfect. I noticed when you're in that fight camp, you don't like to talk about anybody but that person.
It's just hard to look past him because he was at the top of the game. He was #1 pound for pound. He was the best fighter in the world out of everybody, not just the weight division at a time. So he's somebody that you cannot look over.
Awesome. Before we jump into what's happening now, I kind of want to talk about how you even got here. And I've been doing some homework on you, and out of everything that I read that really sparked my interest was your relationship with your father.
Yeah.
And how he pulled you out of school from fighting and put you in a proper place and started the dream. What is your relationship with your father now? Is it still tight? Is it still strong?
Yeah. Me and my pops are super tight. He's still my coach, my manager. I mean, I wouldn't want to do it any other way. I want to stay with the people that got me here. My dad is what got me here, and he's the foundation of it all. So definitely my dad, we're better than ever.
That's amazing.
That's what he's like, hey, don't talk shit at school. Talk shit where we make money.
Yeah, exactly.
No, literally.
Let's fuck people up with belts. Not like the belts where I hit you where you're a bad kid, but like the other belts.
How was that? Do you remember that first day of like going to a boxing gym? And
yeah, when I was like around 7 years old. I remember I had gotten to like a fight at school. So
what was it about? What was the fight about?
Yeah, good question. Good question.
I couldn't tell you. I used to just fight so much.
You just punch people for no reason? I was on the opposite end of you. Used to beat people up like me, where I used to be like, oh, hey, how you doing? And you're like, poof, and just like knock me out.
Yeah, something like that. So I got in trouble. So my dad, he took me out of school, and he was like, you know what? I'm gonna take you to the gym, and every time you keep fighting, I'm gonna take you to the gym, and you're gonna get beat up, and that's gonna be your punishment. So I was like, all right, like I don't care.
Was he a fighter?
No, my dad was a fighter. Nobody in my family that I know of was a fighter ever. I don't know. I feel like somebody along the way, like one of my ancestors
has
or something
to be.
like
Has to be.
Because it's just fighting is just in me, like, and was naturally just so gifted. Even on my first day, I sparred somebody. I sparred a kid. He was like a kickboxer, but we're kids, so it wasn't like he was just the so good. But he was a kid. He was working on his stand up, his boxing, but he was a kickboxer, and we sparred on my first day, and I knocked him out of his shoes. Like he literally had like some Velcro shoes, and when I punched him, he came out of his shoes, and yeah.
You knocked a dude out of his shoes your first fight?
Your first day.
Yeah,
your
my
dad's
first day.
like, I did something nice today.
Yeah.
This is it. Can I ask you one question that I need to jump into if we're going to talk about sparring and you being a kid? The tank you dog, it's quote unquote the doghouse. I've been learning about this. You were 17?
Yeah, I would say, I think I was like 17.
And how old was he?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure how. Some in his 20s, but I'm not sure exactly how.
To me, I watched it and it didn't look like he was overpowering you, which is what the media try to make it look like.
Yeah.
And also, he already had his grown man strength.
Yeah.
And you're coming into your 17-year-old, like, your body's different now.
Yeah, no, for sure, 100%.
Do you think this is why people are ducking you now, or?
Yeah, no, I just feel like
that smile afterwards.
I feel like they're ducking me because of the fighter I am today. Not then. That was so long ago. You know, it's different stories. People tell different stories, but the people that was there, they know the truth.
What's your point of view?
It was so long ago. It was so long ago that it doesn't even matter now because, you know, we're grown men and we could, you know, settle it in the ring.
All right, yeah.
It's where it really counts because, you know, it's so many stories, so many different point of views. But I told my story, and now I'd rather just get it in under the lights.
I love
when
that.
It counts.
I love that. And if we're talking about fights with Ryan coming up, you guys have an equal lineup. You have 3-3, right? You have 3 wins, and he has 3 wins when you guys were in the amateur division.
Yeah, our first fight, me and Ryan's first fight, we was like, I want to say like 10 years old. So we've been fighting since we was young kids.
So did you ever build a friendship, or was it just always like a competitive like?
Nah, Ryan's still my friend. I'm still friends with Ryan. Like me and Ryan,
He's a good dude.
Yeah, no, I genuinely like Ryan. But you know we're competitors, we're rivals. At the end of the day. But I like Ryan. I've been knowing Ryan for so long that we pretty much had no choice but to, you know, like each other because we've been around each other so much.
Your paths keep crossing, which that's kind of exciting. You know what I mean? To be familiar with somebody and then kind of experiencing like all these insane events together, right?
For sure.
What was your mindset when he went through the Flash era? Because you must have seen that happen. Were you like telling your parents like, "What the fuck? Like we gotta come up with something"? Did you like want to be a villain or something? Or
no, literally, that's crazy that you said it because I remember around that time, my dad was telling me like, you know, we need to come up with something. Like,
I love your dad so much.
It's crazy. It's literally like he was coming when Ryan was a Flash. It was like something like more marketable, but I don't know. Something just stuck with the dream for me, and I don't know. I couldn't let it go. I couldn't just, you know, let somebody else take the dream. So I stuck with that, and now what is he, King Ryan? Now he's not.
I think he's King Ryan, but like I think his nickname is the Flash.
Is he still the Flash?
I think.
I don't think he's still the Flash.
To me, he's the Flash after that one shot where did you see that shot? Like where everybody on the internet's like, oh, he took a fall for no reason. I'm his friend, and I was like, what the fuck was that? And I had to slow down the frame to see his little left.
Oh yeah, I know somebody. Yeah.
If you have to freeze frame a shot, you the Flash. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm sorry, you're the Flash. I don't care if you're trying to run away from that, ironically, but you're the Flash.
Oh my god.
Yeah.
Are you good over here?
No, like wait.
I'm sorry. That's my girlfriend.
Oh, that's lit. That's lit.
I'm like going off, bro, and like, dude, I'm sorry.
No. Just cut her out of the frame. Babe, you're embarrassing, man. You're embarrassing. Right? Before I go on, I want to thank Resort World for having us. This is a beautiful spot, and every time I'm here, you guys come check it out. It is a beautiful hotel. It really is. I really do love staying here. I lost my train of thought after you were slipping around.
I'm sorry. We were talking about
oh! And then I looked at you. I said, "My girlfriend." Train of thought. It's back. Girls, how we doing with women?
What's your relationship status?
Is there some women slipping in your direction? See what I did? Because you slipped.
Yeah, you know, I mean, yeah, you know what I mean.
Yo, the highlights of this podcast, like, you know what I mean? This is gonna be clips, every single question. So wait, what's your type of girl? Like if you say you're about you knock some dude out, right? And there's the front row. You have a brunette, big boobs, skinny waist, big booty. We got a blonde, no titties, big booty. We got a redhead. She got no credit score, no relationship with her father. She'll do anything.
I don't know exactly what you just said or exactly what but the big booties though.
Okay. He tuned me out after he heard big booty. He goes, yes, that one. Okay, cool. So now I want to talk about. Sorry, we're just whipping through all this stuff because I'm very excited about this. Who do you think is going to win the fight between Tank and Ryan?
I think it's a good fight. I think Tank has the experience, of course. He's been in bigger fights. He's much more proven. But I think Ryan is somebody you cannot sleep on. He has the size advantage. He has the weight advantage. He's bigger. He's longer. He has the speed. And I don't think that Ryan's coming to lay down. I don't think that the fight will be. A lot of people, it's easy to pick Tank to win. That's a safe bet, of course, because he's just proven himself much more. But with a guy like Ryan, I don't think that you can sleep on him. I think it's going to be a good fight. I see it going 12 rounds. A lot of people don't see it going 12. But I I see it being close, but I see Tank edging.
Ooh, really?
Yeah, I see Tank edging, but if Ryan was to win, I wouldn't be surprised.
So my thoughts, these are my thoughts and not Wayne's at all. But when I was watching the interviews with Tank and him saying, like, I'm going to have the family stay at home. This is all his words. He's gonna have his family stay at home. He made a very good point. He doesn't seem as confident as his lineups for the past fights that he's been in. So, like, to me,
I didn't think about that. Yeah.
See, this is the things I think about after I talk to Wade. No, that's a very, very good point of view because, like, I think when you go into something, like, I watch Jake get ready for fights, and this guy, in his mind, you can't tell him he's going to lose. That is not an option.
Yeah.
So for somebody to be already going into it being like it's a 50-50, to me, it's like...
See, no, it's crazy because that surprised me, too, when I heard Tank say 50-50 because at first he was saying that he was going to, like, he was going to walk through him and Ryan wasn't this, Ryan wasn't that, and then all of a sudden he's saying 50-50. So that did surprise me, but just as a fighter, when you get closer to the fights and you put all the work in and, it just, those nerves do come in and it's just natural. It's natural to go in there with that mindset like, it could go either way, but I'm going to put it all out on the line. So
that's good. That's good. But I need to see that confidence out of him because then I feel like, am I spending my money? Is he already lost? Is his mental there? Is it not? Because when you talk to Ryan, Ryan's calm.
Ryan is calm.
He's very calm. In fact, when he's in fight camp, he's different. He's just very mellow. Like serial killer mellow. It's just very alarming. Like he just sits there and talks to you like this, and I'm like, okay, you're gonna murder somebody. How are you like when you're in camp?
Yeah, I'm the same way. Like I don't know. I just be like, I like to just be like relaxed, like because that's the easiest way because. No matter what, the fight is going to happen. Whatever's going to happen in the fight is going to happen in the fight. I can't change it. I can't do anything to, we can only train as hard as possible and let the result be the result. So I try to just be calm and try to just, not think about the fight as much as possible. Try to keep busy and just train as hard as possible.
Because then you're more level-headed. You can think through things.
Yeah.
I was just watching like a show, and she made such a good point. She's like, the best thing for you to do with your enemy is to get them emotional, right? Because then you can't think straight.
Yeah.
So the more level-headed you are, you can think about your moves.
Are you good under pressure? Reed, could you tighten up his wire just to make sure? Because I'm hearing him go in and out a little bit. Are you good under pressure?
Yeah, I feel like I'm the best under pressure. I feel like
Reed this part right here. Sorry. So you're good under pressure.
Yeah, I feel like I'm the best under pressure because, like, my opponent now, he's not doing any talking. Like, he's a Ukrainian guy. He doesn't really speak English that well. So he's not really a talker. He's more silent, more, reserved. I like people that talk. I like people that, like, give me that little butterfly in my stomach, and it makes me go harder. It makes me, like, a little bit anxious and like it gives me that extra push. I like that. I like that pressure. I like when the world is doubting me, so I could prove to the world and show like pressure makes diamonds.
Yeah, gives
you
fire.
Yeah, to show like what I'm made of.
What boxer have you gone up against that gave you the most butterflies?
My first time in Australia when I fought George Kambosos the first time, it gave me the most butterflies because I didn't know what to expect. It's like you fear the with the unknown. You don't know what going to Australia, going without my dad, fighting in front of 40,000 people, fans, all his fans. Like I probably went with 30 of my people, and that was all I pretty much had. Well, I wouldn't say that's all I pretty much had because it was Muslims there that was supporting me, but for the most part, it was my little bit of a circle with 40,000 of his fans booing me. Doing anything that he did, they would go crazy for. So it was just I didn't know what to expect. But once I went through that, it was like, oh yeah, it's like I can go through anything. The second time I went to Australia, it was like a breeze.
That's awesome. You fall on your spirituality for fighting.
Yeah.
So I know Ramadan's still in action.
Mm-hmm.
How does that affect your camp? I know your meals have.
Yeah,
do they be affected by that, or do you take a break from it? Or?
Yeah. So in the beginning of camp, I was fasting from sun up to sundown and training. So I would do like my strength and conditioning in the daytime and do my boxing workouts at nighttime. But it was just so hard to cram because I'm training 2 to 3 times a day, and I want to train at the highest I can, the hardest I can. I want to train harder than I did last camp and the camp before. So I want to push myself to the limit, but it's hard to do that with no fuel.
Yeah.
So you know, as a Muslim, I'm supposed to fast, but I get a pass from, you know, Allah understands that this is for my job, this is how I feed my family, this is how I eat, how I'm able to provide. So I'm able to you know, make up after Ramadan, or instead you're supposed to give back. Like, you know, you're supposed to feed people and, you know, the unfortunate and stuff like that. So that's what I've been doing, giving back as much as possible, and still, you know, praying and, you know, saying on my prayers and stuff like that.
And you still did some of the fasting, right? So you did the most that you could, and I think that like shows 100%.
As an athlete, what are you praying for?
Oh man, I pray for everything.
I'd love to get into that with you, because I feel like a lot of people, they want to get into praying, and I feel like their conversations with God nowadays is like, oh God, I want my job to be better. But I feel like as an athlete and as somebody in my field, I think being elaborate and very exact with your requests could be fruitful. For example, if you want to be stronger, it's like, God, not instead of like give me the strength, it's like give me the ability to figure out how to push my body to get stronger. And I have really deep conversations with God.
I like that. That's fire. With praying, there is no cap on what you can ask God for. You could tell God, I want $1 billion. God, can you please give me $1 billion? Or I want 1 billion cars. I want 1 billion. I want my whole family to never catch COVID ever again in life. You know, there's nothing that there's no cap on what you can ask God for. So I'm always mindful of that. So whatever I feel at that moment, I ask God. I ask God, can you give me this? Can you give me that? Can you give me health? Can you make sure my family are in great spirits? Can you make sure I'm in great spirits? Can you keep me at peace during training camp? Just many different things. Whatever I'm feeling at that time, I ask God for, and God definitely gives it to me every time. And it's crazy to see how I'll ask God for something today, and by the end of the day, I'll have it. It's unbelievable.
It's a beautiful thing having a relationship with God.
Yes, for sure.
I have this new thing that I do, and I'd love to share it with you, because maybe it's something you would love to like practice. But I'm a Christian, so when I'm reading the Bible, sometimes it gets a little frustrating because you don't understand it too much, or like you have a lot of emotions going into it, and then like, as you know, when you talk to God, your emotions going into it versus getting out of it's different. You know, that's a spiritual thing that a lot of people don't understand until they have that relationship. Well, I started journaling, and it was called My Conversations with God. So what I do is, if I have a dilemma, a situation, a hurdle, a path that has temptations or sin or anything, right? I'll write it down before I talk to God. And I go, these are what I want to discuss with God. And I'll just write down my feelings, just very vulnerable. And then I'll read and I'll study and I'll bless myself with the presence of God. And then afterwards, I'll journal it again. And I won't even read it until like the next day or the next day after that. And then you'll see the actual evidence of it. And it's crazy, because sometimes we could sit here and bang our heads against the wall trying to convince people this relationship you have with the God. But once you see it on paper, it starts becoming more in your heart, and it just starts getting way more fruitful. So I don't know if that's something you would ever want to do, but in your fight camp, if you want to do that, it really brought out a lot of.
I definitely want to look into that. I seen you on a show, and you were talking about God, and it really touched me. I seen it popped up on my TikTok one day. It was like, I
appreciate it, man. Sure. I love faith conversations, and I feel like we're getting to a place in this country, not this country, in this world, where we're very closed off to like everybody else. And I just think the most beautiful part
was
about
it
this
something that you said
like,
that you saw God? Like, it was something, it was like a viral thing of you talking about God.
I talk about God a lot. I'm like super obsessed with him.
No, but it was like something. It was like crazy touching.
What was I wearing? Was I wearing a white hoodie?
I can't tell you what you were wearing. But it was like I don't know. There was one. I think is it the one where I was like, I asked God if it takes me 1 inch away from you, put it miles away from me. It was like a prayer I said. Was it that one? Oh no, I gotta show you after the show.
We'll connect. Okay. I would love to talk to you behind the scenes about some stuff. Because this is like a layer. We can't go too deep into
for sure.
I opened up my journal like, anyway. So I was like,
this is how I felt.
my girlfriend's really pissing me off right now. God is like,
for sure.
No, she's amazing.
Whole journal.
And I'm not just saying this to be cheesy because she's my girlfriend. The reason why I picked her as my girlfriend is because she made me a spiritually like better man.
Yeah.
When a girl, I tell this to all my friends that are like chasing women. I go, there's two types of women at the end of the day. The one that brings you up and the one that brings you down.
Yeah, that's crazy that you say that because the girl I'm dealing with now, she's Muslim. She's Muslim as well, and I feel like she brought me closer to God.
Right.
You know, when you're dealing with someone, when you're Muslim and you're dealing with somebody that's not Muslim, like, you know, it's haram. Like, you know, when you have sex, when you do those type of things, when you're kissing, when you're doing anything like that, it's haram. But when you do it with somebody that is with the same faith as you and, you know, practicing the same things as you, it's halal. You know, you receive blessings from God when you do those things. So I definitely feel like, you know, I agree with what you're saying, and she brought me closer to
That's amazing.
I know that feeling you're talking about, and not to be too, and we could cut this out if like it's too opening and vulnerable, because it does involve you as well. So like I want to be fair to your feelings. So we could cut this out if we don't want to put it in. But sexuality in this industry is at its all-time high. You know what I mean? Like sex sells.
Yeah.
And I'm at a point where when I met Belle, I actually took 6 months to 7 months, no masturbating, no sex, no porn, no nothing, because I had a conversation with a guy and he opened up my eyes. He looked at me, he goes, "You're Christian, yeah?" And I go, "Yeah." He goes, you bumming with these hoes all over town." And I go, "Well, yeah, you know, I'm just waiting for the right chick." And he goes, "I don't get that." And I go, "What do you mean you don't get that?" I go, "Let me explain it to you. I'm going to run through the city until I find one girl that God's like, this is the one. And I'm going to be like, all right, God. And then like, it's over.
Yeah.
And the guy goes, "That God's your father, yeah?" And he goes, I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "Is technically her father too?" And I go, "Yeah." And he goes, "So why would a father give his daughter to a piece of shit like you?" And I was just like,
Yeah, you ain't
whoa.
get me.
And I was like, what the fuck, bro? I'm not a piece of shit. I take these girls on dinners and I pay for it. And I'm like, nice. And I open the door. I'm a gentleman. You know what I mean? Like, until the bedroom door's locked, then I'm an asshole. But like I'm a gentleman throughout that. And he goes, "Yeah, but that doesn't matter." He goes, "The quality is the same quality." And he goes, "He's not going to give you the quality that you're looking for because you're not acting as it." And so I took the break. And then through that break, I met her. And it was the dream girl, the girl that I couldn't even imagine having. So I think a lot of relationship with God that people miss is the obedience and the discipline that comes behind it.
100%.
And like if me and you are in a relationship, we can't be like, I tell people this, like I hammer down on the OnlyFans girls and they were like, "Oh, you're sexist." And it's like, absolutely not. I love you more than these guys that are pushing OnlyFans on you.
Yeah, hey, I see what you're saying.
You get what I'm saying?
Sure,
And on top of that, I tell men, like, yo, don't buy OnlyFans. Don't watch porn because you're training your mind. Think about this. I'm just going to real quick go by. You open up the browser. A normal guy's going to go through like 9 videos, go through different looking chicks, different positions. You're training your brain to be actively in this, you know, action. So how could you be monogamous with one woman if you keep training your brain to actively be picking on other women?
100%, yeah.
You get what I'm saying?
Yeah, and like truthfully, I don't watch porn because of those reasons. Like,
Yo, me and you are on the same boat. We both like good looking. We're
for
fighters.
sure.
You know, like, why'd you laugh so hard on that one, bro? Like, I'm a fighter, dude. I fight to stay alive all the time in this industry.
for sure. Nah, you fight every day. You fight every day, for sure.
What's up, gang? I hope you guys are enjoying this podcast. If you guys want to see vlogs and podcasts that are really, really in-depth about spirituality, family, we just got done with another podcast. We have exclusive podcasts on my Patreon. We have a lot of content on the Patreon that I feel like you guys would love. Check it out. If you don't like it, unsubscribe. But I promise you, if you guys join, you're never going to want to leave. This is a really good place to be. I'll see you guys. Enjoy the rest of the podcast. What's one thing you would want to instill in your child if he was born in this generation right now?
Discipline. You know, I want my son to, you know, work for everything. I don't want my son to, or any son or daughter, I don't want them to just reap the benefits of my hard work. I want them to, you know, I want to instill hard work and discipline in them so that they can get their own as well. I don't want to be the dad that just, you know, spoils my kids and then, you know, they turn out to be just, you know, nothing in life because of I just gave them everything. I want them to work and earn for everything that they get.
Yeah, 100%. Because I think like your work ethic when you're a child of like building on, you know, knowing responsibility, knowing how hard to work for that stays with you forever.
Yeah.
And it shows in the adults who like did not work hard as a kid, you know what I mean, for the things that they wanted or had discipline or anything like that.
And when I was a kid, like my dad used to be so hard on me. I used to be like, Bro, my dad hates me, bro. My dad, like, I'm convinced I'm convinced he just doesn't like me because he just works me so hard. But I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for that. Like I like you said, that work ethic is installed in me like forever. Like I literally am a workhorse, and I'm here where I am because of that. So I would definitely install that in my kids early on.
Yeah.
And look how much
100%.
respect you have for him. Look how much respect I have for him. I haven't even met the man, but through his actions, I could respect him.
For sure.
And through your respect for him, we have respect for him,
100%.
which I think is so important. And that's another reason why I think like your partner, like it's important for your partner to have the same values as you, you know, because then you guys can support each other, you can lift each other, and then it makes the decisions with your children so much more easier.
Yeah.
You know, you're on the same page, you have support.
You're not saying you kids deal with it, you figure it out. It's like, no, you have to have milk before you have meat. 100%. So it's like you gotta have that process. I want to have a relationship with my kids the same way that my dad had, and he was fun, but like he was very, very strict on there was no crossing that line.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
You cross that line, it's emergency room. Like
Bro,
immediately.
I was scared of my dad until I was like 18. Like,
If you're not scared of your dad, there's something wrong.
No, yeah.
Think about this.
For sure. But what's crazy
has he ever
is-
hit you?
Huh? Yeah, of course.
Okay, good. Okay, good. Because I want to open up some stories, and I don't want to be that guy that's like, oh, no one else got his ass kicked? Okay.
But what the crazy thing is because I have a little brother, and he's like 13.
Oh, wow.
And he's not scared of my dad. Like,
Really?
Yeah. It's just my dad. My dad is at the point to where, like, you
He's
know, like,
tired. He did all that with you.
Yeah, exactly. I feel like I took
He trained his other son to do the ass whipping.
Yeah, I feel like
He's a professional at it now.
I feel like I just took everything from my dad to where he's a great dad to my little brother and my little sister, but they just don't have as much discipline as I had when I was a kid. You know, like I wasn't able to go to like football games and like this parties and all that. My little brother, he does it all.
Really?
Which he plays tennis. He's good at what he does, but it's just different. It's just different. That's different type of this. When I was his age, I was like working out 3 times a day, like I still am now, and like on a diet and everything. My little brother, he eats what he wants, eats when he wants, stays up all night, plays the game until he feels like he's tired. I had a bedtime. I had to go to sleep at 9, 10 o'clock.
Yeah.
Bro, I'm
It doesn't look
30.
like
I'm 30. Look at me. I'm 30. My location's on my mom's phone, and I have to text her every night when I walk home.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I go, I'm 30. And she goes, I don't give a shit. Okay. She doesn't have that accent, but it's so much funnier if she did. Yo, one time my dad, this is actually pretty fucked up that I'm going to say this, but I'm going to say this, whatever. It's my podcast, Dad, whatever. Unsubscribe if you don't want to listen. I was sitting with my dad, and I crossed the line with him, bro. And my dad was the type of dude, he would never put his hands on me all the time, because my dad, he's a loving dad.
Yeah.
But he'll put his hands on me to set the standard so I don't cross that line.
Yeah.
For example, don't get mouthy with your father. Don't use swear words around your father in a negative way. Like if I was young and I was like, yeah, that's fucking crazy, and I laugh, it's different from like, what the fuck's wrong with you? He'll be like,
That's
what
crazy
the fuck is
because-
wrong with me?
Bro, that's
You.
crazy
And
because
pop.
I was able to curse around my dad when I was a kid, but never at him. I never even tried to. Like,
Bro,
I
we're
never
the same
even, like,
person,
bro, I
dude.
never tried.
Dude, we're the same person. Yo, one time he was downstairs. Jessica remembers this. Dude, oh my God. There's been times where like we're siblings and she'll get her ass kicked, and whatever the fuck she did, I learned the lesson watching the ass kick. You know what I mean? Like, oh, don't do that. But one time, and this really fucked my dad up. But like, you know what? I had to do it because I had to do it.
This
Story, yeah. So one time I got really lippy with him, bro. Really lippy. And he's at the bottom of the stairs. I'm at the top of the stairs. Like, oh yeah? Oh fuck. Like, yeah, like, and bro, I was young too. And my dad's like, what? And bro, like when I heard what, and the way he looked at me, and he, goes, tuk, 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 and he was like running up the stairs, I swear to God, I go, yo, he's gonna knock you out, just go there already. Just pretend like you're gonna pass out. So I looked at him, I was like, oh, and then I fainted. And then my mom called me, she's like, oh my God. And she's like, look what you did, you terrified him, he passed out. Listen, I faked the whole thing. I was even looking at them to like see if he was gonna still hit. My dad got scared in the middle of the night, woke me up crying. I was young though, right? So never talked to him about that again. But then when I grew up, I looked at him, we were smoking together. He was smoking a cigar, I was smoking a J, and I thought it would be funny. I'm like, hey Dad, remember when I was a kid and you like busted up the stairs? He goes, yeah, dude, don't even bring that up. And I was like, you know, I just fucked it. I just faked that shit. I like knocked out. And bro, he looked at me, and Jessica goes, nights. There was nights where he wouldn't fall asleep. Like, I fucked his mental up so bad. He was telling everybody in the house, he goes, dude, like, I don't Like my son is so scared he passed out. Like I crossed the line. Like he didn't touch me again for like years.
Oh, you had the cheat code.
Oh yeah, bro, pass out.
You're
Yo,
like, I
look
wish I
at me,
knew
look at
that.
me, pass out. And if that doesn't work, run away. What? If he hits you while you're passed out, run away.
Yeah, you got
Run
the cheat
away.
code. You got the cheat code.
Have you? What was like the worst situation you ever ran into with your dad?
I don't know, bro. I was so scared of my dad. Like growing up, I wasn't crossing that line at all. Like,
Really?
Yeah, bro. I was,
You're like,
it
I'm
was
not even gonna go there.
like,
Yeah.
Oh, dude, I was a dumbass, bro.
See.
Well, you were like you had a life, you know what I mean? Like you wanted to do boxing and
Yeah.
like find yourself. I was
But like when I
Just
was
an idiot.
when I was growing up, like I just wanted to make my dad happy. Like when like with boxing, like that used to make my dad the happiest. Like when I would do good, like training or sparring or whatever the case may be. So like that was just the goal every day, just to like make him
Yeah.
happy. Like
Yeah.
And
Did he coach you too? Like a little?
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So it's because he's your coach.
So like my dad was one of my coaches growing up,
Mm-hmm.
but I had other coaches, and now my dad is my main coach now. But
Right.
growing up, I had like different people come in and help me.
Makes sense, yeah. And I think, because it's kind of similar. Like I don't have that relationship with my dad, but with my mom was a professional figure skater, so she was my coach when I was younger. I like competed for like, my whole childhood. And so she was my coach, and at home I kind of looked at her the same way. So how you guys feel about your dad is how I feel about my mom. Like I was very scared of my mom. I didn't have that friendship with my mom until same thing, like 17, 18.
Yeah.
And then all the way up. And I think it's that like, I don't know, it's that coach like relationship, because at the rink, she's like, scream her ass off at me. And then at home, it's a different type of screaming. And so you're like,
But
I
it's-
don't even
but
want
it's-
I never had that. My dad was only yelling at me when I was an idiot. But he was like my best friend like throughout everything else. Like I only just got my ass beat when I crossed the line.
But it's crazy that even all three of us say that like our parents are pretty strict, but then like they become your friend like in life. But that's because you just respect them. You guys have
Yeah.
that mutual respect when you get older, and it makes for like a good relationship. So that's why I'm gonna be strict on my kids.
I want to actually take the
To go
time
back.
to like say this to anybody who's listening right now that's like maybe just had a kid or maybe he's raising a son and he's like overwhelmed. I think, and you guys please chime in if you have anything to say, but I think that the number one thing is just like supporting and loving. Like everything else falls in order, I think, but when the kid knows that you really love him and are for him,
Yeah.
I think he then forsakes the world because he has a good foundation at home. And I think everything starts at the house. So my dad was, I make jokes, he disciplined me, but my dad was my number one fan and my best friend. Like I knew when the world was against me, I could come home to 3 people that had my back.
Yeah.
So like that's the main ingredients of a
Yes,
good relationship.
100%.
It's love. Like
Yeah,
so,
100%.
Yeah. Okay, cool.
Agreed.
All right, let's get into some fighting stuff, bro. Because I feel like I like detoured off, like, really, but I loved it. I loved the
Yeah,
detour. It was
no,
like a
for
nice
sure.
exit. We took a
Yeah.
little pit stop.
Yeah.
It was a little nice spiritual pit
I
stop.
do have a question. Tell us about Shakur Stevenson.
Hey, dude, you nailed that.
Thank you.
Hey, you nailed that.
Sorry, I
Yeah,
couldn't-
why is he calling you out, bro?
I mean, he's supposed to call me out. I'm the king of the division. I'm the guy with all the hardware, Daniels, like you said. So, that's the right thing to do, to call out the champion. And these guys, they make it a bad thing about calling out each other. This is part of the game. This is what we're supposed to do, and the best is supposed to fight the best.
Yeah,
And that's how it's supposed to go. So,
yeah,
that's why he's calling me out.
that's true. And it's like you said earlier, you want the smoke, you want the fire, you want somebody to talk shit to.
100%. And if somebody's mad because somebody's calling them out, somebody that's worthy, like, I feel like it's disrespectful when it's a guy that's just not even like, close to like the top, or, is still, doing fights to get there. Then it's like disrespectful. Like, bro, that I gained nothing from fighting. That it's not even a realistic fight.
Yeah.
Then that's when I feel like it's disrespectful. But when it's a guy who's multi-weight, multi-division champion, and a guy who's, a credible name in the sport, then yeah, of course, he's supposed to do that. I respect it.
Mm-hmm. You want to fight him?
So,
Of course, I want to fight. I want to make the biggest fights happen. I want to make all these fights happen. But it all starts with May 20th and me being victorious against Loma.
if you could fight somebody in history, like a Muhammad Ali type of stuff, like somebody like that is not in the realm right now, who's your dream fight that you would be like, man, that would be like insane?
I would have to say Roberto Duran. He's the greatest lightweight ever to me, in my opinion. The best fighter ever in my weight class. he was just a monster. That would be a dream fight for me.
Love that. And if we're talking about boxing and like expanding the foundation of it, I want to bring up Jake Paul because like he is my friend, but like from an outsider, just as a fan of everything he's doing, what he's fighting for in and out of the ring. Mm-hmm. What are your thoughts overall of him? And then what are your thoughts about him fighting Nate Diaz?
Yeah, I love Jake. I like what he's doing. I'm a good friend of his as well. I just spoke to him the other day. I think what he's doing for boxing is he's bringing so many more eyeballs to boxing. If it wasn't for Jake, he probably wouldn't even be talking boxing right now. Jake, no, really.
That's so funny. You're right.
No, 100%. No, 100%. Because it's like Jake has brought like a new audience to boxing, and so many young kids watch boxing now. So many people just watch boxing in general. So I respect what he's doing. He gets a lot of flack for it, but he's trying to be a real fighter. It's not like he's just disrespecting the game. He's not training, and he's just. There is some YouTubers and some influencers that are doing that. Like you go watch some of the fights, and they look like they never been in the gym a day in their life. Yeah. But Jake's not one of them. Jake is somebody that's really dedicated. That's really hiring the best sparring partners, the best trainers in the world. You know, really, refraining from
dog.
Yeah, he's refraining from a lot of things. Yeah, refraining from a lot of things to be labeled as a real fighter. So I respect that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, he has that athlete mindset.
Who do you think's gonna win? Wait, hold on. Before we even get to the Nate Diaz fight, what did you think about him and Tommy? Like that?
I thought it was a good fight. I thought it was close. I don't think it was. It definitely wasn't Jake's best performance. I wanted Jake to win. I was rooting for Jake.
I said that to Belle when I saw him on camera. I turned to her and I go, "Yo, he's not in it." Yeah. Like you could just see his face, and he was late to come out. Yeah. There was something up, and then he's not really one to make excuses, but I mean. All I keep thinking about, and this is so crazy for you guys, like if I wake up one day and I just don't feel like myself, the podcast is shit, but it's not my reputation, bro. Like you guys wake up not feeling good on the day of the fight, it's like that's your worst fucking nightmare. Yeah, no, Has it ever happened to you?
100%. I mean, you train, you do 8 to 10 week training camp just to be perfect on that one night, and what if you're not?
You wake up with a sniffle.
Yeah, what if I just wake up on I'm just not feeling, I'm just tired today, But that's what separates the greats from other fighters, that they can perform no matter how they feel, no matter what, they're going to be on their A game, and that's what it's about.
Do you mind bringing the mic just a tiny bit closer? Thank you so much.
Do you do anything specific, like when it comes to your health? Like, do you have any like specific like supplements, or you're like these things like they keep me healthy? Or
I mean, I take a bunch of supplements. I got so much different stuff. I got a nutritionist. I got a company that that draws my blood and picks and sees where I'm deficient in and what I need, what I don't need.
Whoa, I need this.
Yeah. So
link me in with these people. I think I have gut issues. I haven't had a solid stool in a long time. That's a lot of information. I'm sorry.
Yeah, nobody wanted to know.
Gluten's been fucking me up more than any boxer in the ring, dude. It's just I can't put down bread at all.
Because you keep talking to him. Like, break up with gluten, bro. Break up with him.
Nah.
It's been a 4-year-long fight about gluten.
Oh shit!
Speaking of fight, let's circle back.
You're losing bad.
So Nate Diaz, like, what do you think that's gonna go?
I don't know. Honestly, I haven't really even watched Nate Diaz like as a boxer. So, of course, I'm always going with Jake. Like, I'm a little biased because I genuinely like Jake. I like what he's doing. I respect what he's doing. So I'm rocking with Jake. But I don't know. I haven't really seen much of Nate Diaz as a boxer, or really just in general. So I couldn't really say. But Jake should win for sure.
Fuck yeah, he's multi-talented, and I'm noticing that you like to expand in different like avenues. Like, for example, fashion is something you're very passionate about. Is there anything in the fashion world you're excited about coming along, or?
No, not that I could say right now, but I just love fashion. Like, since I was a kid, I always liked, like getting fly, like, just being different. And it's just something that I just like in the ring, out the ring. I just love clothes and shit like that.
You do runways?
No, I never did a run. I was supposed to do a runway for Dolce & Gabbana like last year, but I was in training camp for my fight. So
that would be great.
That would be cool.
Yeah. Well, God willing, in the future, you'll go back,
inshallah, I will, do a bunch of runways.
Yeah.
Do you believe in speaking into existence and then bring it?
Oh, man, I'm a firm believer in speaking stuff into existence.
Dude, let's talk about that. Where do you think that falls in the realm of? Because I have like this theory behind it that I'm not gonna lie, I was just smoking one day and I thought about it and I was like, whoa, this kind of makes sense. So I want to hear your point of view, and then I want to explain my point of view and see if like we kind of have like the same visual on that.
I don't know. I just pretty much feel like, like you just put it out in the universe. I like just speaking it, putting it out in the universe, and I feel like it really happens. But on top of other things, you got to actually like, go for it and, really pursue it. But I don't know. It's just simple. I really just feel like speaking it. Once you speak it, you put it out there for the world to hear and for people to hear, it can happen.
Yeah.
I like that. So, forgive me because I don't know too much about your religion, but do you guys fall in the same category in the Old Testament? Do you guys have like in the beginning part, or is it like completely different? So in our Bible, we have the Old Testament, right? And the Jewish people believe in the Old Testament. And it's like in the beginning was the Word and the Word was God. So in this aspect of it, I saw that we were made in God's image. Does your religion believe in that or no?
Do we? Yeah, we believe in that. Yeah.
Okay, cool. So I was thinking about this. If we're made in his image and everything he created in the beginning was from his words, he said, let there be light, and then there was light. Yeah. If we're made in his image, then that means we are bringing what we are calling out the same way that our Father is. So, like, if you notice the people that are, like, really excited about going to the gym, like, yo, I'm going to go in the gym, I'm going to kill it. The people that are depressed, they're always like, oh, I don't even want to do anything, I'm sad. And they're just, like, they're speaking their lifestyle. Yeah. So then I realized when I was in COVID, everybody around me was like, yeah, bro, I'm sad, I'm depressed. Every commercial I watch was an antidepressant. Like, I realized that everybody's conversation was depressed. And then I gained weight. I was really sad. The people around me weren't people I wanted around me. Like, it was weird. And then one day I had this thought. And then I wrote all the things, all the qualities I wanted out of my life. And I put it on a piece of paper in my mirror, and I just said it all day. Like, today I'm going to have a great day. God's going to give me a great day. I demand it. It's already here. And, bro, I would have an amazing day. So I literally started speaking things into existence, and then that's the realm of why I feel it works.
Yeah, I like that. I like that angle at it, for sure. Like, when somebody starts talking, like, negative or anything like that around me, I tell them, bro, get away from me. I need good energy, good vibes. I need somebody to uplift me. And
it transfers. If you're in a bad mood and you're low, like that rubs off.
Somebody
so
complaining, like, I hate when people complain. Like, I have so many reasons why I can complain every day. I'm tired. I'm this. I don't want to work out. Oh, I gotta work out again. Or I'm starving. I'm hungry. I don't want to eat vegetables today. I want to go eat some McDonald's today. I want to go to Chick-fil-A. But I don't put that out in the universe. I try to stay positive. I try to, uplift my people, and I think that's what it's all about.
Was there any type of substance you were addicted to, like a phone or marijuana or drinking, or was there anything that you had a hurdle about?
No, I'm really at a battle with my phone though right now. Like I really I want to stop being on my phone so much. I'm on my phone 24/7. And I feel like it's a problem, just a battle between me and my phone. Like only I know this, but I just feel like I spend too much time on social media and stuff like that. I didn't deleted the apps and then reinstall them a couple hours later.
So he's the type of dude who breaks up with a girl, like, get the fuck out, grab your shit, get the fuck out. And then an hour later, like, yo, where are you? Let's talk about this. Why'd you leave? Why'd you leave? We were talking.
So it might be 4 years like gluten, or it might be.
Now you're gonna lose that one, then, bro.
It might be 4 months. But we're gonna get it together. We're gonna figure it out.
Do you wake up and touch your phone right away?
Yeah. See, that's the thing.
Bro,
I wake up
crazy. Yeah, no, you can't do that.
I roll over. And I won't say anything. I would just roll over and I will go on my phone.
Yeah, you're like, who messaged me and what happened?
What did I miss?
Bro, that's no, I can't do that.
You don't do that? How long do you take to?
I don't touch my phone until noon. Like I'll get up around 7. I'll be in the gym by 8. I'll work out. I won't touch my phone. In fact,
So you don't listen to music or anything when you work out?
This is what I started doing. I put my phone away in my locker. Or somewhere away or I just give myself discipline. I won't open up the apps, right? Or my text or my phone. But I'll go on YouTube and I'll type in instead of listening to music at 8 o'clock of 50 Cent telling me he's gonna shoot somebody, I'll listen to a Stephen Furtick or somebody who's uplifting me and talking about things that I need to accomplish with the day. So while I'm working out, I'm spiritually working out or mentally working out. Yeah. I won't listen to this music. And I did it in such a habit form that now when I listen to pop music and listen to what they're saying, I feel stupid. I go, what the fuck am I listening to? Yeah. If you really take a second to listen to the lyrics of what people are saying, you're like, oh, this is sabotaging my soul. Like
Yeah.
this is not good for me.
Sabotage.
I said sabotage.
Yeah.
Yesterday for like 5 minutes at dinner, she's like, "Yeah, that's crazy, sabotage."
I said sabotage.
No, you didn't. And then we're all looking
That's
at
how I said sabotage, but I guess you say sabotage and not sabotage. And that was like the craziest thing.
So what about you with your phone?
With my phone?
Yeah.
Honestly, I think I do a pretty good job. I'm not gonna lie. I don't know, because I like to be in the moment. I you know, obviously, like I wake up, I roll over, I look at my phone, I'm on my phone right away, but I'm not somebody who like gets lost. If I'm with people, like I put it down. Like I feel this instant like guilt if I'm with people and I'm like on my phone. I'm hyper aware of it. So
See, I used to didn't feel like that. Like I used to just like I would be somewhere where I'd be eating or something, I'll be on my phone and I wouldn't think twice about it.
Oh, you're that guy?
Yeah, I used to be that. I used to be that. But then I got to the point where I would be mindful of me being on my phone and like, you know, I would put the phone down. But we're working still. We're working, you know, each day it's a fight.
I love
you know,
that.
But you know what?
You know who should play in traffic? People that answer their phone in cars. When you're listening to music and everybody's like feeling the vibe and we're on a road trip,
bruh.
and then somebody answers their phone and then talks for 15
The
minutes
whole time you're
while
in the
we're all
car?
like this, listening to their conversation.
Oh, yeah.
Bro,
I
get the
hate
fuck out
that.
of the
I don't
car.
do that. I that's one thing I don't do. Like I won't like.
Well, you could
you
do
know,
it because you can fuck everybody up in the car. So
Yeah, no,
we're all
no,
like,
but I don't
take
do
it.
it. Yeah,
Put it on speaker if you need to.
I won't like FaceTime or something like that. Like,
Yeah.
it's rare that I'll get on FaceTime or I'll be talking to somebody. One, because I just don't care for everybody to hear my conversation. Like it's just. Like,
And it's okay for a minute to be like, oh, okay, I gotta go.
Yeah.
But and that's actually something I was gonna bring up, was that I got really aware about the phone thing when I had a friend who, like, I was talking to her and then I was listening to her talk, you know,
Yeah.
being there, and then I started talking, and then she like got on her phone, and I never wanted to just smack somebody's phone out of their hands so badly. And I think that's when I started getting really aware of that. I was like, damn, I hate when people do that to me. If I'm talking to you, don't get on your phone.
Yeah.
So I don't want to do that to people. And then I was like,
Bro, I like if you ask anybody on my team, I won't speak to you if you're looking at your phone. If I'm talking and you look at your phone, even if it's 2 seconds, you're reading text.
yeah,
Just
just
to
stop
me,
talking.
it's like, bro,
No, but
it's
that-
like you're
but-
opening up another conversation.
That's a good sign though. Like that's like where he's like, when somebody's talking to you and then they stop talking, you're like, what's up? Like why did you stop talking? So like that's a good way to, without being like rude about it, just to stop
Yeah.
talking.
You think
Yeah.
they would notice? They don't. They
Really?
just keep going.
What is your mindset when it comes to people around you and you need to like kind of? I got into a place in my life right now where it's like my company is my currency.
Yeah.
So like, is there somebody on your team that filters who comes in and comes out of the camp?
Me, really, honestly. And I don't like to be with too many people because I don't know. I'm really with the same people that I started with. Because of course, people try to come in and infiltrate and and so what. But I don't know. I just feel like I get fucked every time. Like somebody new comes in, like it shows me like God keeps sending me signs like no, like. No, do not let anybody into your circle. Your circle is tight. The people around you love you and they care for you, and they're in your life for a reason. And when I let somebody in, it never works out. Like it just doesn't. Like it just seems to just fuck me over.
Do you feel like you have somewhat of like a trust issue? Because like, is there anything in your life that you're like, okay, well, not this many people wanted to go and have dinner with me when I was beating kids up at school,
Yeah.
but now they do.
I feel like I have a trust issue, but in a way I don't, because I let people in so easily. Like I let people in that bring nothing to the table, that cannot benefit me or do anything for me, and they're just there when I don't need to. And I shouldn't, because it's people need to be like assets to me these days. And I'm not, and I don't say that like just saying that I'm here to just use people, but I am the type of
bring
person.
something to the
Yeah,
table.
I'm the type of person that I like to help people. If I can help you, then I will. And I need people that wants to do the same thing, that wants to bring something to the table, because I know I will bring something to the table with whoever I deal with. I know that if you're around me, I'm gonna try to help you bubble and try to help you, any way that I can.
I read this quote and it really changed my perspective on this. I grew up with I'll help you, you help me, and in my mind I was like, this is a great like exchange, right? Because now you have my back, I have your back. But then people fall short of that, right? And then you measure your, hey, why I would never do that, so why would you do that? So now, after reading this, it goes, you take care of you, so that way you could then take care of me, and I'll take care of me, so then therefore I could take care of you. So that is better than like treat people how you would want to be treated.
Yeah.
Because I see some people treat themselves in terrible ways.
Yeah.
And I'm like, I don't want you to treat me that way. I don't
Yeah.
want you to treat yourself that way.
Yeah.
So it's
And-
like a leading by an example type of.
Yeah. And sometimes too, sometimes you can't have the standards that you have for yourself. You just can't have them for other people. And because then like you will be, I think for the people who are close to you, like, yes, have those standards because you want your life to be rich with the people around you. But you can't always expect people to like be at your standard because you'll be disappointed. You know what I mean? Like, if that makes sense.
Yeah, I hate when
Like
that happens.
when you put so much pressure on, like, you're like, well, I know that like I would never do that. I would never put myself in this position. But other people are just, sometimes they just don't have the same values or the same standards as you. And
But I feel like I'm good at like, I hold people to like that stand like. I'm not gonna. Yes, accountability.
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
I'm not going to like let somebody just treat me any kind of way. I'm not going to let somebody just.
Where'd you learn that? Because, bro, it's fucking hard to master that. I'm such a people pleaser, bro. Like, people walk on me, I'm like, well, dust your shoes off. I don't know. Like,
Yeah, see, like I don't know. I think I was just like born like that, and even my mom like complimented me on that like recently because like my friends treat me good. Like my friends like they I don't know. I just make them like like
they
treat
respect
me.
you.
Yeah, respect me. Like I respect them and they respect me. Like it's not like I don't know. It's just something that I'm just like master. I don't know. How.
Do you think that falls in the realm of like you could fuck them up? And I'm not saying that
no,
as a
because-
joke. I mean that
no, because, like-
so seriously.
Because like me and my friends, we don't like. I don't joke with my friends like that. I don't like.
You
I don't,
never play hands
yeah,
on your friends.
Yeah, I don't. We don't play like that. I don't talk about my friends. I don't like disrespect them. I don't.
that's
like, I
amazing.
don't
Good
do none
qualities.
of that. Like I don't even just like I wouldn't even like say nothing if they had something on their shirt. I wouldn't like I would tell them like, hey, you got something on your shirt, but I wouldn't just like make a joke or nothing like that because I don't want them to do that to me. I don't like I don't like when people talk about me, so I won't talk about them. So yeah.
I love that. By the way, I love the way you wrap that up.
So
I swear to God, I thought he was gonna drop something else on me, and he goes, yeah. Yes, sir.
Yeah.
So say God willing, everything goes according to your plan, and you've called into fruition of you being the greatest boxer to ever exist. You walk away from the legacy on top. The dream is fulfilled.
Yes.
What's the new steps? Is it being just a father and sitting at home?
Yeah.
Is there some type of a foundation you want to attack when it comes to building it, like for children, or is there fashion? Maybe you want. I just want to
athletic
know.
wear.
Yeah,
Yeah.
I want to know where your head at is next.
I want to give back to the all the Muslims around the world. I want to be a great role model. I want to inspire and touch as many people as I can along that journey. And where that road ends, as far as me just giving back and touching people, then we'll see. But I don't know exactly how that ends or what's the next steps after that. But yeah.
I pray that God keeps blessing your hands because He knows you're
Yes,
going to
sir.
give it to His brothers and sisters. So,
Yes,
You
sir.
have a
Thank you.
good
Amazing.
heart and a good head on your shoulders.
Thank you.
bro, it was a pleasure talking to you, man.
Yeah, no, I had a lot of fun on this interview. I don't really honestly, truthfully, I don't really have fun on like interviews or anything like that because it's, I do a lot of boxing interviews, so it's the same repetitive questions over and over. So it was good to, sit down with you guys and like, switch it up.
I really appreciate
Oh,
that.
that's
Well, thank you
awesome.
so much for your time.
Yeah,
Thank you for your
thank
team
you.
for coming here. And I would love to come and support.
Yeah, for
And
sure.
if you ever want to jump on a call with me and just talk, just to talk, I feel like I want to make that a little bit more known with my guy friends. Like, hey, like it's okay to just vent. Because sometimes when you vent with your own crew, it stays there and it marinates.
Yeah.
But if you ever need somebody from your outside world, bro, I'll always be here for you. Bro.
Oh, my
it
man.
was a
For
pleasure.
sure. Nice to meet you, bro.
And good luck on your fight.
Oh, thank you. Yeah, hopefully you guys can come to the fight. Hook
Would
you guys up
love
with some
to.
tickets.
I'd love
and
to,
then-
except for
yeah.
she has to
Thank
sit in
you.
the second row because the redhead is now starting to look like her a little bit. And I don't know.
Wait, the what?
the red, remember I gave examples of redhead?
Oh,
We'll cut that joke. It didn't hit. We're going to end it on a high note. Thank you guys for watching. Like and subscribe. Remember, every Thursday. And is there anything that you want them to take a look at?
No, just tune in May 20th on ESPN pay-per-view. Watch me fight and watch me become victorious.
Thank you. We'll see you guys next time.